Mbam Joshua. I'm a student of Sudan United Mission School of Health Technology in Iji local government area of Ebonyi State. So I want to take you on a disease condition known as asthma. So please listen as we go on. God will bless you. Thank you very much. Asthma. Then we want to look at the concept of this medical condition known as asthma. Then what then is the asthma? Asthma is a respiratory disease whereby the bronchial lumen is blocked by what we call visceral mucus. So now we want to, before we forge ahead, I want to list the course outline before we forge ahead. Now the course outline are: number one, we have number one, course outline. One, definition. Two, causes. Three, types / forms of asthma. Number four, prevention. Number five, signs and symptoms. Signs and symptoms. Number six, we have treatment / management of asthma. Number seven, complication of asthma. Then number eight, my contact. Okay, now we're going to start. Like I said earlier, we're going to discuss what asthma is all about. Like I said before, asthma is, in a definition of asthma. Asthma is defined as the respiratory disease or respiratory disorder whereby the bronchial lumen is blocked by what we call visceral mucus. That's the meaning of asthma. It's a disease or respiratory disease that occurs due to the blocking of the widespread narrowing of the bronchial lumen by what we call visceral mucus. That's the meaning of asthma. Okay. Now we are going to look at the causes of asthma. Causes of asthma. Then what do you think that can lead to asthma? We have the following. Number one, allergy. Then allergy, in this allergy, some individuals are allergic to substances, something like dust, fumes, even the pollen grains, and some of other drugs. This allergy, some people are allergic to it. That's why when they inhale it, then the basophil of the white blood cell will then secrete what they call histamine that can react to the mast cell of the body to produce that allergic reaction. Then when it is being produced, then the bronchial lumen, there's a lining of that bronchial lumen that produces more fluid to know if it can overcome the incidence. That is why the fluid tend to block the bronchial lumen, thereby making it difficult for that individual to inhale in oxygen, and the oxygen will find it difficult to reach to the lungs for normal respiration. So that is the number one causes. Number two, we have what we call like the triggers. These triggers, they are some of the drugs that triggers what? Asthma. Like somebody who is not suffering of an asthma before, maybe due to a high subjection to some drugs like aspirin, and other beta blockers like propranolol. Yes, like propranolol. Now, or Inderel. Yes, or Inderel. This group of beta blockers can trigger asthma. Another one is what we call environmental pollution. Number 3, environmental pollution. Now, this environmental pollution, for example, you know, who is working in industry, like in mechanized industry, especially when they are in a rice mill, then the carbon dioxide that is coming out from the engine due to the incomplete combustion of carbon and fuel with oxygen, then when the person inhale it, like what I said before, if the person is allergic to it, it can lead to what? Asthma. So that's why I said environmental pollution, and the other something like sulfur oxide and other pollutants in the atmosphere can lead to what? Asthma. Then another one is what we call number 4. We have genetic factor. In this genetic factor, this asthma, although when we will be looking at the types of asthma, I will explain later. Then in this genetic factor, it tends to be familiar, to run in a race. You know, some people have the genetic makeup of responding to these environmental issues. For example, you know, when somebody inhale oxygen or inhale the carbon dioxide or environmental pollutant, the person will be free. But in some other persons that have a genetic makeup of responding to this asthma, you know, when they inhale those environmental pollutants, it can lead to what? Asthma. Thank you very much. So we can have this one as one of the causes of what? Asthma. Then in our subsequent lecture, I will just make it clear for you. Okay? So another one we're going to look at the types of asthma. Okay? The types of asthma. Now we have 2 types of asthma. There are 2 types of asthma. We have extrinsic asthma and intrinsic asthma. 2 types of asthma. 1, we have extrinsic asthma. Number 2, we have intrinsic asthma. Intrinsic asthma. Now let me explain these 2 types of asthma for you. I'm going to explain these 2 types of asthma with respect to their characteristic. Then we have the characteristic that denotes the meaning of each types of the asthma. For example, in extrinsic asthma, it has the following characteristic. Now, in extrinsic asthma, like I was saying before, we have 2 types of asthma. We have extrinsic asthma and intrinsic asthma. Then this extrinsic asthma has the following characteristic. Now, you can use this characteristic to differentiate between extrinsic asthma and intrinsic asthma. But in terms of treatment, they have the same treatment, no matter the types of what asthma it may be. So thank you very much. Now, this extrinsic asthma has the following characteristic. Number one, we have it starts later in life. It starts later in life, I. There is an allergy. There is history of an allergy. There is positive history of allergy. I. There is it responds to bronchodilator. Such as aminophylline, Ventolin, and other.
Excuse.
Number I. It responds to bronchodilators such as aminophylline, Ventolin, and other inhalers. Now, number IV, which is number 4, there is no positive history of asthma. There is no positive history. There is no positive family history. Of asthma. So we can take this one for the characteristic of extrinsic asthma. What you should understand here is that it starts later in life. There is positive history of allergy. It responds to bronchodilator such as aminophylline, Ventolin, and other inhalers, just like I said before. Number IV, there is no positive family history of asthma. This one do not run in a race, or it do not run in a family. That's why I said there is no positive family history of asthma. Thank you very much. Now we are going to look at the intrinsic asthma. Intrinsic asthma and its characteristic. In intrinsic asthma, just like intrinsic, I mean within a race or something like that, it tends to be familiar. Yes, intrinsic asthma, and it has the following characteristic. Number 1, or number I, we have there is positive family history of asthma. There is a positive family history of asthma. It means that it tends to be what? Familiar. It can be genetically transmitted from parent to their offspring in this type of asthma. Number II, it starts earlier in childhood. It starts earlier in childhood. Number III, it responds well to a steroid. It responds fast to steroid. It responds fast to steroid, such as hydrocortisone. And dexamethasone. Even betamethasone, as far as they are steroidal drugs, you can still use betamethasone. You have betamethasone. Okay. And again is that there is no positive history of an allergy. Number IV. There is no positive history of allergy because this one is caused due to genetic factor. There's no positive history of allergy. Okay, so that is it. Now you can use this thing to differentiate between the asthma, the intrinsic asthma and extrinsic asthma. Intrinsic asthma is trying to tell us that it is genetically transmitted, while the other one can occur mostly as a result of environmental factors. Yes. Now, thank you very much. We are going to look at the prevention of asthma.